where's the next spot where we can relax and yet get inspired, at the same time do it for free?
Well, Shi-Ting, before I answer that question, I'm going to pose you another one first. Are you afraid of death?
Well, actually, I'm not very scared of death, but I understand that it is a very taboo topic in Asia and worldwide.
That's true. So I'm going to pose you a challenge now. I'm going to challenge you to walk into the embrace of death together with me. Are you up for it?
I think I am, but am I going to relax in there?
Well, if you never try, you never know. So, shall we?
Of course. Let's go. Let's go.
The print gallery is actually free for use, so you don't pay a rental or something, which is great for people like me, because I'm not like a photographer where I will hold exhibitions once or twice every year. So I consider this a one-off, although I plan to take the exhibition to Penang and KL as well.
And if walking into the arms of death feels as breezy as our stroll through Sharon Cha's photo exhibition showcasing cemeteries from all around the world, it is no wonder one can't wait to find out what makes these pictures brighten rather than darken one's spirits.
I think I will always look for something that will make a pretty picture, a nice picture. And then I would also then zoom in onto some of the historical aspects, like the picture I took of Chamonix.
Now that is my favorite photo. Notice how the cemetery is set against the backdrop of a blissful sunrise, a picture that speaks of life and hope even as we look death straight in the eye. But there's more.
We started looking at the headstones and reading the epitaphs, and it was just fascinating to know that they were actually of mountaineers and climbers who were not necessarily from Chamonix. They were foreigners. They were from England. You know, one of them had a very simple headstone. It said Edward Whymper, author, explorer, mountaineer. Chamonix is a famous ski place. It's a famous mountaineering place, but we forget that it's also a very dangerous sport and people die, you know, and he was a climber in the 1800s.
And so which is her personal favorite?
I would say, I guess it would be the one from Sri Lanka. That's the one which I took in 2003. And I went to Sri Lanka to volunteer to build houses. And we were driving along the coast, and I think it was along the coast, and we saw the sea, and then suddenly we came across the cemetery in the beach, like on the beach, you know, covered up with sand. And that really struck me, because I was like, whoever puts a cemetery on the beach, which is so transient, right? I mean, a beach erodes over time. And it was so picturesque. It was under swing, coconut trees. You know, I stopped the car and I got down and I quickly snapped 2 shots, and you know, we went on. So until this day, nobody can tell me what cemetery it is over there and why they built it over there.
So whatever your age, and regardless of how expensive things get, pondering the meaning of life and death and life after death on a lazy afternoon may inspire you to live your life to the fullest
Instead of worrying your life away.
I have a picture of the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C., and it's next to Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum in Hanoi. I didn't put it directly side by side. It's interesting. It's the juxtaposition of Americans who have died in the war. I think it also makes people think that at the end of the day, death is an equalizer. The art house actually attracts a lot of traffic. They have artists, they have corporates going there, and just people from all walks of life. When I was putting up the picture, actually one of the cleaner ladies, you know, she was coming by. She's in her 50s and she was sweeping the floor. And this was at 9 o'clock at night. So I thought that she would be spooked because, you know, she's looking at cemeteries and it's 9 p.m. and the place is quiet. But she ended up saying that it was really pretty. So she came up to me and said, "Oh, 这个很漂亮, 这个很漂亮." And so that was just so touching to me.
So if you've been forced to postpone your traveling plans because of this recession, be sure to catch up with the Arts House on the free photo exhibitions that are lined up for you and your loved ones in the months ahead.
And of course, imagination is free.